Hello guys, today's video is going to share my best practice on how to use concealer to make your face from this to this. I'm sure you are interested. Keep on watching. In terms of concealers, especially for beginners and for normal people like us, you don't need to go for something too complicated. You know, those 6 colors or very colorful characters mixed with concealers. You can absolutely use them when you feel confident on your technique and your knowledge and experience on where the color goes to where and how much to actually use on your face. But for us, I would recommend to go for something like this. JX Professional, that's what I highly recommend. There are very common 3 colors, more lighter, like half shade, 1 shade lighter than your skin tone. One is more towards like orangey salmon based color. One is like couple of shades or 1 shade darker than your skin tone. Those 3 colors are most of the time sufficient enough for normal people like us. So let's get started. I zoom you in first. You know, recently I got a bit of trouble on my face again, as you see the acne, blemish, those marks. You see over here, have different troubles per se on my face. And besides, normally I have a very kind of terrible dark circles and eye bag. And I have a little bit of smiley lines, darker areas around my lip. For the troubles like this, if you have a question as whether you should use concealer before the foundation or after the foundation, here's my best practice. I would suggest that if you have areas that you need to be corrected or concealed, or you have a big spot like this that you know by fact foundation won't actually cover it, use concealer before the foundation. Then you can use concealer again after the foundation for touching up purpose only. For correcting the dark circles, you need to do before the foundation. For correcting the eye bag, you can do before as well as after the foundation. For using creamed concealer, it is very important to activate the concealer first and to control the amount you use. Especially in winter time, when you touch the cream concealer, all you feel is a little bit dry on the surface. All you need to do is just use your finger, use the temperature on your finger and just let the surface melt. Once you feel very creamy like a touch the ice cream, that means it's good condition to use. And don't just apply things like this, touch it from the palette and apply straight away. Please don't. Please don't. You swipe on back of your hand or a plate anywhere else but your face. So I normally activate all 3 colors and then let's cover the blemish and the acne marks first. Let me zoom you in. For the tools of applying concealer, I would recommend some concealer brush like this. This is the Timage one I'm using. Look at the brush itself. It is fairly short, fairly tight, condensed. This type of a brush is really good for covering the areas of blemish marks, acne scars, those troubles. So what I normally do, if you see this area, I all have individual spot marks. It is very difficult to cover it individually and will make look like concealer patches. So what you do is just use the brush, only take the product from back of your hand rather than from the concealer plate. What I normally do is for the spot marks, you need to get some color that's slightly darker than your own skin tone. So what I do is I actually mix this slightly like nude, have a little bit salmon orange undertone, this color, mix with a little bit dark color like that. Then you can just try this color off back of your hand to see if you need to adjust it. So once you feel happy about it, what you need to do is you see the red marks over here. What you need to do is use the brush, touch on the blemish or the mark, and then do the circle motion like this. It's like you get the concealer 360 degrees. Once you do a couple of circles like that, you see the red dot start disappeared, and all you do, don't touch the middle and just start blending out the edges, and at the same time let it melt in with the rest of the area where you also want to conceal. You get the heaviest coverage in the most trouble area. And use this type of condensed brush. You see there is no brush mark on it. Okay, as you can see for the rest of it, it's pretty much okay. And you see a dark spot over here. Now all you do is go back to the back of your hand, apply a little bit more concealer, and then do the same. Hold it, tap it, all the angles to get as heavy as possible in the most trouble area, like that. See, the mark disappeared, and all you do is only blending out the edges. Don't touch the area in the middle. And then you can check where the troubles are, use the same technique. The first layer, we are not to get disappeared completely. You got to remember you will have a foundation to get on top of it. Therefore, there will be another additional layer of coverage on top of it. So the focus is more about evened up the whole area. And I do another sample. You see the red one over here. Don't press too hard, yeah? Like that. Okay, let's do this too. As those two like little bumps, therefore it's not flat. On here, got to make sure the color needs to match, or on the safe side to get a little bit darker than your own skin tone. Again, I only use the concealers on back of my hand. I haven't dipped back to the pot yet. So use the same technique. Let's use this one as an example. Like that. And only working on the edges. See? And then this one the same. Let me tilt it a little bit more. See? Here's all gone. Let me do half face, then we see the difference as well. Okay, for the blemish and acne marks, I'm happy with where we are now. So that's covered the eyes area. For the eyes, my dark circle, how to say, is because of the eye bag shape. Therefore, my dark circle, it is actually, especially in this area, it is actually darker than it is. So if it's light orange, it doesn't actually correct it well. So I do use JX Professional. When I don't feel is enough, I will add Clay Depots. This is the concealer stick. My color is Almond. So this is JX Professional, the slightly orange toned color, and this is Clay Depot. As you can tell, this is more like tan orange color. If you only have a concealer like this and the orange color in here, you feel it's a little bit light, all you need to do is mix this orange color with the darker shade. Mix them a little bit and apply the circle area. That would also work. For the under eye area, less is more. Unless you have a very good skin condition yourself, you see a lot of YouTubers just swipe concealers on that. To be honest, if it doesn't crease on you, congratulations, you keep the way as you are. But if it does, then stop doing it. you apply way too much as is needed. So again, swipe the back of the hand as I have both colors. So again, I just mix this two, but more this color, more clear diffuse the darker color. Then again, let's do one layer first. Get the heaviest, darkest color to the area where you have the darkest dark circle, if that makes sense. Can you see the color correction? I'm going to apply the second layer to the darkest area. And then this is just my glass mark. So I'm still going to cover a little bit. Use the same color. Both Clear Depot and JX Professional, both of them, they don't crease for my under eye area, by the way. Can you see the color difference now? Then move on to the eye bag, because my eye bag is a little bit puffy and swollen today. As you can tell, it's like a little bump over here. So I will change to a more like traditional flat, slim, pointed concealer brush like this. Then we take out the lightest color from this concealer palette. Then only dip the brush from back of your hand. Then what you do is you look down. Can you guys see the dark mark over here? And only apply the lightest color on the darker shade area. If you feel the color is not strong enough, then get a little bit more from back of your hand. Light-handed. And then you can use your finger, only just smudge out the edges. And then when you look normal, can you see? Here, visually better than this side. Now can you see the difference compared to this side? That's for the entire face. If you worry about that those concealers going to move or disappear once you apply the foundation, what I would recommend to do is to spray a setting spray. JX Professional and Clear Depot, those two I highly recommend. Of course, this is high-end, this is more drugstore price. Both of them have a very, very good coverage, very good formulation, as well as the stickiness. Both of them pretty much glue on my face, but they don't cause any creases. For foundation, if you have a lot of acne marks, spot marks that you use the concealer to cover it, try to use a foundation which matches your own skin color perfectly, or like half shade darker than your skin rather than a slightly brighter foundation shade, because the brighter foundation is actually showing more the acne marks. So I'm going to use Makeup Forever one, and this color is Y225. This is like half shade darker than my own skin tone. If I use in winter time, you can tell the difference between my face and my neck. You will feel my neck is brighter actually, but it's summertime and I've been exposed under the sun for quite a while. It actually matches my skin currently. And then here's a small tip to share with you guys. Depends on your own acne marks where the most trouble area is. Don't tap the foundation from the middle to the sideways, which we normally do. Tap the foundation from the most trouble areas of your face. For example, some of us could have more spots, acne appear around here. Then you tap the foundation, start from here, then extend outwards. If like my face, most trouble area, it is actually here, I will start my foundation from here. So get the heaviest coverage in the area where you have most troubles, then spread it out. Only tap, don't swipe. When you apply puffs or beauty sponge, same motion, tap. gently tap. This would help your concealer stay better. As we use the concealer for the eyes, so I would normally like only gently get the sheer layer on top. So I normally do the eye area at the end. Okay, I pretty much have like no more foundation left, and then I go over my eyelid and then gently like that to tap the eye area. Let me zoom you in. So now can you see it is better, more even on this side of the face compared to here. Here you see still darkness over here, a little bit patches over there because I use the concealers in certain area. Don't worry about the spot marks start appearing again because this is like a bomb. Same as here. We will touch it up afterwards. Okay, we still have like a small dot like this. All you need to do is go back to the concealer itself, but now this time is you need to mix the color to make sure it matches your foundation. Will you be worried that the color may not match? Don't worry about it. The more you practice, the more you will know about it. The best way is, to get the color which you feel, maybe, then apply gently on the spot area. You can see this one is a little bit light than you want it, right? No problem. Then grab a little bit more of the dark color, mix them, and then apply again. Like that, you see? Then all you need to do is don't touch the middle, only smudge the edges. If you have a sponge or something like this, then now you can use it. Just smudge on the edges. Like that. Now you still see the dot is because of the reflection. Once you pat with powder, it will disappear. Let me actually show you. So now you still see the dot over here, right? Get a powder, gently apply the powder. Okay, and then let's do this one. Like that. Okay, you still see the reflection? Use the powder, gently apply on it. See? So once you are happy with the coverage itself, after the foundation, after you're touching up everywhere, you're happy with it is, I would recommend to use a setting spray one more time before you set with the powder. This way it really helps your concealer, your foundation, your first layer, your foundation, your top layer, everything melt in and very much lock on your face. Once you set with powder, then finish with another layer of spray, you pretty much lock for 10 hours, even you will combine oily skin to oily skin. I'm now going to set my under eye area first. Make sure when you set it, you check if there are any creases or anything. You smoothen them out first. Like, those foundation could be easily creased up in your double eyelid, this area. You smoothen them out first and then apply the powder. Don't just pile up with the powder as it will lock the way it is. So if there are creases, it will be very difficult to correct it by then. It's also better to use the powder, set the area where you apply the concealer the most first. You press, don't smudge. This would give you more flawless but lightweight finish. You won't feel your makeup looks heavy afterwards. And then you feel there is no stickiness everywhere. Then what I do is do another layer of setting spray. Okay, now to have a look the entire finish with makeup. Personally feel if it is for daily look, daily makeup, it is sufficient enough to use the techniques that I shared earlier to really transfer your face from this to this. Hope somehow today's video helped you. If it does, please give a thumb up and most importantly to subscribe to my channel. I will see you on my next one.